Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to another exciting day of the Vamp Show. Now, we should have the Chone. He was just finishing something up, and he's finishing something up. Then he was going to come on over. Those big baller Superman Majama things that he's got going on. When I grow up, I want to be just like the Chone, okay? So we're just going to dig right in here. So I've got a couple charts. I've been playing with these charts all day long. Let's see what we've got here. So here's kind of what I've been looking at. I've been seeing this, so we came up and double tested the top here, right? So we double tested this, resistance top right here, came up, poked it twice. Now I do have this up on the 30-minute chart. I never usually play down this low. We could take it over here to the hour chart. But I mean, this thing is just banging on top of this, just banging on here over and over and over again on this this 71 area, 7120, 7126 area. It's just 1, 2, trying to break out. Now, the more times it hits it, the more times it has to be able to break it down. But when you peel this thing back, let's run this thing back. Let's run this chart all the way back to a 12-hour chart. Okay, there we go. So when you run this thing back to a 12-hour chart, you kind of start to see that, listen, we came up, we pushed on a 9. Now, on the 12-hour chart, we are on a 9. I do not like to reverse on a 9. It happens. It does happen. Let me rephrase that. I don't like to look to reverse on a 9. See, here you go. Here's a 9 right here. Now, this did pull back. Look at the second candle, though. This second candle ran all the way up here and then pulled itself back. So this is a very tricky trading area, right? And in the members area right now, I said unless this thing breaks south of 70.65, which is where it's got a lot of support down here at 70.65, until it breaks that support way down there, you have to be careful trading this 9 right here. Listen, it does not like to reverse on the 9s a lot. Okay, so we're going to bring up our RSI. Here's our RSI. Let's squeeze this in here. Okay, so here's our RSI. Now we are, we're up here. This is good. This is bullish on the RSI count. I'm sure on the daily we'll be over 50, right? So that is a bullish RSI. As you peel back here, we're just going to go start to look for a couple 9s and see what they've done in these climbs. And here you got this 9 and it just kind of kept going, right? Over here, hit the 9. Pulled back a little bit and then just kept going, right? And we gotta watch this. I mean, yes, it can pull back a little bit, right? But now, if you get 2 9s on these run-ups, take a look at what happens. This pattern recognition on the runs. You get the first 9, it pulls back. The second 9, it's like, no way, Jose, and it just starts running. Okay, so here you go. You kind of came up here. You pulled an 8. Almost a 9. It did back off here, right? And then it came up to the second 9. It tried to pull back, said, no way, Jose, just took off on you. It was a really nice run. So, as I'm looking down into these charts, same thing here, came up, hit the first 9, pulled back, never made it to the second 9. Okay, so this is telling. This kind of shows you that this whole thing is kind of losing steam here. Now, the good news is, if this is a reversal and if this can get back up over 8,500, which I actually think there's probably no way in hell that happens without the ETFs getting announced, or some spectacular news that comes out right now, that we've got some limitations here, and I'll show you on my other charts kind of where we're at. But looking at this right now, you got to be really cautious of this because this can just give you a couple red runs with the bleeding up, right? So kind of breaking down into the chart right here. I still have this ABCDE pattern right here, right? And this thing just keeps breaking, just beating right on top of this, right? So it's not all the way to the top of this wedge here, though. I mean, if you were to draw kind of a more precise wedge. Now every timeline changes a little bit. I mean, we're super, super close right there, but this just says, hey, this can come up and poke one more time, right? This can just come up and run up here one more time and give us one more last pokey before it decides to fall out here, right? So look, it's already given us a little bit of a run on a 9 on a new daily candle, right? So you're already trading positive with this red 9, right? With this green 9. So this is a perfected 9. So take a look at that. That 9 did hit out, perfected. It is taller than the 8. So this is a very bearish 9, but that in no means says that this is going to stop here. It just means that, you know, you could get a little more kick up before you start to get a retracement. I don't want to call it a reversal here. I want to call this a retracement. All right. So I want to pull back and I want to go into my Litecoin. So here's Litecoin. So guys, we're always talking about it. I have been sitting here scalping my little heart out like crazy, and I'm going to pull this down. We're going to run this down to the 1 hour here. Right, I'm going to run this all the way down to 1 hour. And this is at the 15-minute mark. Now, look, this, I have been scalping based on Litecoin. So what I've been doing is I've been over here playing Bitcoin off my Litecoin chart, and I've got them just side by side. And as I see Litecoin drop out, I just start shorting BTC, right? Because this leads the way. So you've got Litecoin over here parked on the 15-minute there. Let's pull it up to an hour. Look at this gravestone doji on the hour. On my favorite candle, it hit a red 6, a green 6 TD with a red candle. This is my favorite turnaround possibility right here. So I love this, right? No, Snaka, you do not look for 9s as the top. You look for 3s and 5s as the top on the daily. 3s and 5s are your best play for the tops on the daily. All right, so coming over here to Litecoin, you do as this thing falls out. Daywalker, how you guys doing? Damas. How's Thailand, buddy? As this thing falls out here, you do have support here on Litecoin. So you have your support right over here, 62.80. So you got support right there. Right, so you got a lot of support on Litecoin right there, 62.8. So this did come up. Now this doji candle, the shooting star doji is bear. Look, you had this massive bearish shooting star. Then we had this gravestone doji. I mean, I can't, it's crazy. I swear to God, these candles, these massive candles that are just getting blown out lately, both bullish and bearish, right? It's pretty crazy that, these great candle plays. Now, if you're playing your Litecoin chart, right, you're watching, you did come up, and we have this on the 4 hour. So we just did a live session a little while ago. And if this is what we were talking about in the live session, so I'm going to pull this up here and see if I can adjust this. Right? Oh, sorry, I got to squish this up. So what we did is on the live charts, we were showing on the live show we did earlier, a little secret session. I showed this line right here, right? And you got this came up here, that came up there. There it is. It came up. We drew this line across here. Look, there it is again. There it is again. And we said, hey, you've got a 70% chance with this trade to make some good money shorting Litecoin with this. And we called this out yesterday. So we called this out yesterday. We said, hey, this is a good short scalp trade right here, right? So this is a good short scalping trade. And let's see what we've got. So let's come over on our 4 hour. So the 4 hour candle... look at this. So you had the 9, you came up. Now this is it's an okay candle, right? This is an okay shooting star candle-ish kind of a thing. But I wouldn't look at this like a perfected kind of a candle in any way. Now you can see this blue line right here is your resistance line. I've also put this as a resistance line right there. And for your support now, your next support level, if this thing does break the 62.8, your next support would be right down here, 61, right? Okay, let's clone this. Clone. So your next support would be, clone this one. So there you go. Oh, come on, it's at 61.8. All right, so now you are in a channel no different than BTC, right? And I did a whole bunch of brand new charts today. We're going to go over all of them. So if you look at this this wedge right here, so you've got your two supports that are set. Now, this is a really tough wedge to be playing here. You know, this might not be done. Okay, your resistance is scooting down. There it is. It's the 200 MA. Now, this could easily just take this and go just like that. Right? This could easily just break out and force this wedge open just like this. So it's like that. Like that. There you go, right? So you could easily force this wedge open to here and still have room to play this up. Now, if I look at this structure, that is a really straight structure right there, right? This is a really tall structure. And looking at this structure, what you could see is you could see something more like it fall back to the support here and then take off again, giving you a little bit better ABC here. You know, this is kind of ABC-ish, but man, this is pretty parabolic here in the way that it looks. You know, you could play this out and just be watching carefully if you are going to play this as a short for something that would come down here. And then it could bounce back up, something like this. Now, if this is moving down and this takes enough time, this is going to move down and it'll adjust this line. So this line will probably play out something like that, right? Because resistance will keep dropping right here. So this might play out something like this. Then you'd finally get a drop down. And I would just be looking right here to hold the support of 61.8 and or you know, this is tough. This is hard to hold this right here. So I'd look, if this did fall out, I would look to be holding 61.8 there. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the new charts that we have pulled up. So this is one of my newer charts. I just made this one today. Oh, God dang it. All right, let's lock that in place. All right, so this is titled the Big Wedge Fib Line chart. Actually, let me do the big wedge first. So here's my big wedge chart. This is a brand new chart that I just made today. What it does is it shows, let me pull this out to the 12-hour. There we go. All right. So if you pull this, so what I did is I looked at this massive channel that we're in, right? So I've got the bottom of the channel. I've got the top of the channel right here, right? And then what I did is I actually pulled a center line channel of both supports and resistances historically as we've gone up and down this channel. Now, if you take a look right here, you can pull two separate channels that work both as support and resistance right down the heart of this, right? And they come right down the center of this. And you can see how they get up here and they bang around, right? So this one hit the top, this one hit the bottom line. This one hit the top, this one hit the bottom, this one hit the bottom, this one hit the top, right? And so on and so forth. Now we came up here and we tested the bottom on this one, right? So if you zoom in on this, now you've got two lines on the bottom that I created. One is a resistance. So the dark blue line is a resistance for upward price movement. So upward price movement comes up, hits this line, gets rejected, comes up, hits the line again, gets rejected, came up, ripped through, but look, it got flipped to support over here. And then you can see I also grabbed right here and I turned this line into a support line. So you've got support, resistance, support, support, all the way down, resistance. Now, here is kind of peeling into where we're at right now. You see that we've come down and we've tested the channel. So we came in here, tested the channel, broke in and broke out. Now here I'm looking at that if this thing breaks back into the channel, this will break back into the channel and break up to 7,200 here, right? So this would be an upside break. A downside break if this channel does hold, and you can see that this channel, here's where it held before, and the rejection came and it played right down to this blue channel right here, right? So here's where it was rejected. It came up, tried to get through it the first time, got rejected, got knocked back down. Here we are, we came up, we've tested it. We're sitting right under it right now. So if we break into this, it's pretty much the sky's the limit up to 72.20, okay? And we're getting a little, oh, look at that. We just broke bearish out of my support line. So my support on the chat was 70.65. Oh, it's back up. Back up. It's trying to hold it there. Trying to hold it. So here you have your line. Now, I've posted a couple resistances here. So I had 70.95, right? And then you've got your next resistance up, your next resistance higher, and your moonshot, right? So I want you to take a look at this. So when I peel back this giant wedge chart, what I find is a correlation in the drops, and these drops correlate with price action. So you can see the top of this correlated with this price action here, right? And then the top of this correlated with the price action here and here. Okay, so these are clusters of support and resistance where this came up and topped off to. This came up to this cluster of not only support and resistance, but you can see all of the banging around in the channel going all the way back here, right to here. See that this wick? So you could play this line all the way across right there and find a lot of support and resistance right there. Now, I came up here and I was trying to do the same thing. Right, I'm trying to find the same thing. And you have two areas. So if you really dig down into this first area right here where we're at, you can see that you've got a lot of support and resistance that runs in this track, this channel right here. Okay, so you've got this channel of support and resistance right here that I have in the pink right now, right? And you can see that it's banged around in here. Now you can bring this up a little bit. Right, if you want to get these wicks inside here, these wicks and that body and so on and so forth and that wick. So you can see you got a little support and resistance that comes up inside of here. Now this channel has worked as resistance a few times. So look, it came up, got rejected, came up a couple times, got rejected, came up, got rejected. So we're running into a spot that has a lot of historical resistance to it. And we could it's possible to get rejected out of this. Now, if this did get rejected, right, you would have some knowingly good targets on the bottom side here. And if you got up into this channel here, if you did break up bullish in this channel, you see what your top side would be, what you'd be looking for your top side resistance. Now, if you look and you look at this channel action, right, when it comes up here, see how this channel action comes up inside the channel, right? So here's this channel, got up inside of this channel right here. Once it gets into this channel here, it likes to break free, right? If it gets outside of this channel on the top side of this channel, it likes to break free. So there you got on the top side of the channel, broke free, top side of the channel, broke free, held it. So you've got a good idea. Now what I did is I then took the same channel right here. Here's your same channel structure. And I applied Fibonacci to it. So I applied Fibonacci to it. Bob, I'm not your type. Thank you though. All right. And yeah. So so basically what we've got is you've got the ability to mark your targets with the Fibonacci. Now I've got a high and low target here using my Fibonacci in order to pull this back right here, right? So I pulled my fibs top to bottom. I then ran the fib up. Now this Fibonacci target does correlate with the top of this wedge right here. Okay, so your 0.50 does perfectly correlate with this wedge. So this says, hey, I can run up here as a red 9 on your 12-hour. I got room to run to where I'd get up and test this. Right, so this makes this a very tricky area, because now if this Fibonacci line was a little bit lower, I would feel super ecstatic about a hardcore short here. Instead, I'm just kind of watching and waiting for this to break. Now I'm waiting for this to break and give me a confirmation that it breaks before I short here, right? So I'm actually I've been playing a couple shorts. I did play a little bit of a short. I did pretty good on it, and I'm just waiting it for to break support right here. Once it does break support, I would open up a short looking for lower side targets, right? So new chart. Okay, now let's go back over to our wedge chart. So here was our wedge chart right here. Look at the green candles. A lot of good bearish, bullish movement right here. So this is good. Broke clearly out of this wedge. This is where we were over here. Remember, we played this wedge. I showed you my profit and loss. I played this wedge perfectly. I was in at 67.17. Right, 67.17 was my trade to get in right here. I then got out at 6,900. So this pull, I had this a preset to jump me out of the trade at 6,900. It was a little bit early, but it's okay. So if you take a look at this channel, so you see this channel right here, look at how well it's respected this channel. It's done a really good job of Mary, how you doing? You're cracking me up, of respecting the channel right here. Now, here's where your bull trade, here's where your bear short trade is. It came up here, tested this really quick, tried to break out, and was unable to break out here. Okay, so you're still trapped inside respecting the channel. Now, just because the channel at this came up here and hit the C, this doesn't mean that this thing can't bleed out a little bit higher before it does fall. As a pattern as a pattern trader, I mean, this does look like this will pull back here. This should pull back. I mean, this has been a really great run. This should cool cool down a little bit before it makes that last run up, right? And then if you go back to my main chart, you'll see that my top is over here. You know, my top side is, so my top side trade is still up in this area. This would be my top, right? Now, I would be looking for something that would fall out here and then come back up. And this would give me my top side trade. It would also respect the channel going all the way up, right? So this is my top side target up here still. Now, my top side target also works when you come back over and you use your Fibonacci, right? So here's your Fibonacci, the 618. So if this did come up here, super high side, you would come up here and test this 7,400 range as a possible test site. Now, you'd drop back down, and then you'd make your way back up to this target right here, right? This would be my top side target, 7,400 over there. You've also got all this confluence in here that's going to be really hard to break through, okay? So there is that, right? Pretty easy chart. So then we had our, we pulled up IOTA today. We were looking at IOTA with somebody on the live trade. This IOTA chart, this is the 4 hour. This thing ran up super beastly, got all the way up here. We kind of got an ABC pulled on this with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I would like to see this. This is extremely overbought right now. I would like to see this pull back a little bit and then take its final run up. So this is looking really good. You did look at the candle you turned out right there. You turned out a spinning top candle. for a possible reversal or a coming reversal candle. All right, I want to go through and I want to rip down one more time. I just want to pull back all our candles for the day. So let's start out at the 3-day. All right, posted a brand new 3-day candle. So you got a brand new 3-day candle. Your top side, once again, this corresponds with our Fibonacci and our top side targets of our wedge, is you've got 7,400 up here. Right, so you got a lot of resistance right there. No crosses on the 3-day, but this is a brand new candle. And let's see if we get some correlation with reversals on 3s here. Green 3s, green 3s, green 3s. Not helping me out much here. So I guess this doesn't help me out much on this, other than this just started a new candle. This candle is bullish, in fact. This candle is a bullish looking candle that just posted on the 3-day. Going back over, oh, look at that. So there you go. On your 2-day, you did get a bullish cross. So you do have a bullish cross on your 2-day. Now you're on a 4. Your green 4 doesn't help me. This likes to reverse on 5s, 5, 5. Now this didn't have this cross is bullish, right? So you've got this cross on your 2-day. Now the cross will override candles. You've gone a long way up here. You've made a lot of moves after this bullish hammer, right? This bullish hammer right here. You made a lot of bullish moves here. If this does come back and test, it's going to be really hard to get down below this 6,900 area right now. Now, technically this hasn't crossed yet. It is only touching. So that means it's not activated and it can be pulled apart. So if the price just dumped out right here, it would drag this 30-day down with it. We like to see the cross happen first. All right, so there's the 2-day with a brand new candle and not a lot of help. Here's your 1-day. All right. So we went over this the other day with our 1-day. We like to post our reversals, right, on 3s and 5s, okay? So we like to see reversals on 3s and 5s. Let's see, there's a 3, right? There's a 3 right there. Here's a 3. This was the top of the trend reversal. 3, reversal. There's another 3, reversal. 5, reversal. So I like to look for 3s and 5s for a reversal here. Now we're on a 7 with a green 6. So if we look back historically, we had a green 6 right here. Now we have a bullish cross here that we have to contend with that happened 3 days ago. So you do have a bullish cross that is passed. What I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to throw a Fibonacci on this thing. Let's throw Fib on this. Okay, pretty much the same results, right? With the 5.0, the 0.50 at 71.85. Now I would like to see this come up here and tap this and test this before it fell out. And once again, there's your topside target, 74, 75, 7,500 on the high end right there. Okay, so I would like to see this. Look, it came up, hit the 328, perfect, got rejected, right? So you came up, hit the 328, got rejected, made its way up. It's trying to hit the 5, and I would look for this to get rejected on the 5. Now, this would correspond with your bullish cross that you've got pending on your, or possible on your 2-day. Now remember, this can pull back and then go up there and hit that 5. So this, I still like the correlation of hitting this the 0.50 at 71.80. Yes, we are a little bit, we're bearish right here. Definitely bearish. Let's pull down our lower time frames. 12-hour time frame. Just, I mean, it is a perfected 9. You did have a brand new cross on that perfected 9. So you have a brand new bullish cross. So if you are in a short trade, please, please, please set your stop loss very tight, because this is on this 12-hour. You've had this bullish. Look, you never even had a bullish over here. You never had a bullish 30-50 cross. It just never happened. This was bearish, and then it broke up through it, and it never happened. I mean, I don't even know if we... There it is. There's where it happened last. Okay, so there's the last time it happened. And when this thing happened, I mean, it just kicked the price in the pants. It went to the moon. This has got multiple crosses, too. So you've got the 100, the 200. You've got the 7, which will pass through here in 12 hours. So you're going to get a super cross effect out of this 7. So a 7 will go through the 200, and then it'll rip through the 100 really easily, just because that 7 moves real fast. At 100 and 100, at 100 and 200 are going to move real slow. Okay. Yeah, Rocket. I don't, I try to stick to my crosses. I know a lot of people, they all kind of correlate together still. Even the 13 and the 30, they all correlate bullish or bearish. So I just would be careful, because you got a lot of bullish crosses that are playing out right now on your timelines, and your top target is at least to get up here and test this. I mean, this is really what your top target is. At least get up here and test that, and then fall out, right? So, I mean, I would like to see that hit, and then you get your fallout, right? Then come back and test this. All right, then you would go ahead and you'd use your fib. You'd probably come right here. It might even be right here. Right, so you'd be looking for retracement to there. Okay, and actually this would have to go up. If that was your top side. So if this is your top side right here, if this breaks bullish right up here and pegs this, then you're going to be looking for down. Still, my top side target is right up here. It's pretty big. Big. This would be my high side target right here if this thing did just completely break out. And I'm going to drop it a little lower because you got a lot of confluence in here. Okay, let's pull this down to the 6 hour. 6 hour at another cross. Got another bullish cross on the 6 hour. So you got bullish crosses up and down the timelines here. 4. Man, everything is on a damn 9. Everything's on a 9. 4 hours on a 9. 6 hours finished a 9. Still bleeding. 3 hour bleeding 9. 2 hour. Wow, just bled that 9 out, then flipped. I just flipped it to a green 1 and 2, right, for a whole new restart. Had the 9 on the hourly, just teetering back and forth. So the hourly on Bitcoin is kind of what you want to watch, because this has got rejected twice here. So if this does fall out, this is a pretty clear sign of this is a, let me see if I can find it. Nope, not that one. No, okay, where you at? Let me pull this chart up over here. All right, there you go. So if this does break, I mean, there we go. So there you go. So you can see if this thing does break south right here, you did get the double top. So up, down, up, up, down, up. And then your target would be right here. Your target for the low side, your low side target would be right here at 69.30. So you would mark this 69.30. I would actually pull it up to the top of that right there. So this would be your bullish, your bearish high side, low side target if this came and turned out to be a double tap right there, which it looks like, right? But it's still got to break down. This is a lot of support right here on the 60, and it's over here. Look, there it is. I've had this marked. This is what we've been posting up. This is kind of what we've been posting up in the members area right here is on BTC. Is this looks like a triple top on BTC, right? It kind of looks like even a triple top, which is right here. Bang, bang, bang. It's really close to a triple top. It looks like a double top for sure, but you've got all those bullish crosses. So if this thing gets blown out, I mean, this thing just could totally get blown out right here by all those bullish crosses. It did post this wicked doji candle, right? Look at that wicked doji candle on the 1 hour right there. I mean, it's hard not to, you know, that was a wicked doji candle on the top side. It's sitting on the support right now on the 1 hour. So it's just sitting, camping on top of the support right there. And this is kind of what we've been watching. We're just saying, okay, you got to break that support. Not go anywhere until you break that support. All right, and this is critical support right here for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does fall out, we do have our low side targets there. All right, let's zippity-doo-dah over to... okay, we got that. Our shorts. All right, so let's take a look at the shorts. Shorts just continue to drop. Yep, just continue to drop straight down. See, are getting squeezed into oblivion. All right, I want to look at my Litecoin real quick here. Sorry. And see, Litecoin is holding support also. There's Litecoin. Litecoin is totally holding support right there. And I'll pull this off. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance down below here. Hey, Vam, it's possible to post iOS chart on Twitter, Discord. Sonny, where are... Yeah, I can post the IOTA chart. Let me grab it. Slow computer. All right, and I will drop it in the... Okay, I'm looking where to drop this thing. Where can you post pictures? All right, Sonny, I put that over in the chat, in the public chat for you. Okay. So there's that, and then all right. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What else do we got? What else we got? What else does everybody want? Yeah, head and shoulders. So we talked about this head and shoulders again today. Man, this thing's pretty sketch right here. Really, really sketch. Like super sketch to have this not completely be blown out head and shoulders right now. I mean, there's just this thing. This is real sketch as a head and shoulders. That's all I got to say. Really, really sketch. Like this thing just needs to take El Dumpo right now. Right? El Dumpo. And all right, what does everybody want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? ETH. Got it. I have ETH. ETH is here somewhere. Where is ETH? There it is. There's ETH right there. All right, so let's take a look. Here's my new ETH chart. Okay. So what I was doing with ETH right here is I was trying to correlate also the RSI and the price action, right? So pulled Fibonacci so you can see where your 786 is. Now, if you pull your fibs from the bottom right here, right, to the top right there, there you go. Okay, and I was looking for, there was your up. Let's flip this around. So there we go. So it's looking from the top where this would come. So look, you came down here. So if you start your fib from top to bottom, you see you came down here, tapped on the 8.8, perfect, as 0.88, which is pretty much as low as you can go. Then this thing bounced off, so you can see how far you did, how far you went down here, and then you can see. Look at the, you can see your support and resistance on your fib lines on your 618 right there. You can see as it started to move up on the 5.0. All right, let's just flip this backwards and see about a retracement. Okay. Okay, so now you've exceeded the 618. You're on top of the 618. You're looking right here for the ability to get up to the 305, right? If this thing does take off to 305, it's where it'll run to. If it's weak, you're going to fall down to 285. So, and it looks, I mean, it definitely looks like it's inside of this channel right here. Now, this channel is possible to be a smaller channel, but what I want to see in here is I want to see some kind of fib or something that'll stop it on, right? And it's hard to find something in here that I think would stop it on. Let's see, I don't like any other shape. Don't like any other shape inside of Ethereum right here. So let's go down and see if we can find something at the daily. Nope. 2-day. Nope. 3-day. Nope. 12-hour we just did. 6-hour. No, no help. You did have a bullish cross. So in the 6-hour, you did have bullish cross. That was a while ago. 4-hour. No, see, I don't. It's hard to set a top line on this wedge right here if you're not using anything but the fib lines right here. So it's kind of tough. So this is a challenging play right here. This is a real challenging play. So and if you come over here and you put your, where is that? And there's that. See, so you already blew out your 1-to-1, and your next. I mean, you know, I probably could throw a couple more in there. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, you already blew your 1-to-1 out. You know, 310. So that means you'd have to literally pull this baby up right there. If this thing just took off on you, this would be, that could be your top right there. 310 if this thing just took off. Now remember, as this slides sideways, this target has got to move also. So you got to move that target this way a little bit too. So. Okay, so there you go. So I'll leave that there. But this is kind of in a no man's land right now. So it's in a little bit of a no man's land. Hard to play Ethereum. Let's take a look at Litecoin again. Nope, just holding support. It's got to break this support. So if you break the support, then you'd be looking for your next leg down right now. So you're just, you know, on your 4-hour, you're looking for Litecoin to break the support. ELA, yep. All right, let's open up. close IOTA out. Close that out. Okay. Okay, let's, I don't have that chart. What chart is that? Yeah. Oh, I think I have Elastos. Elastos, there you go. Is it elastic? Is it elastic? ELA, I have XLA. Yeah, I don't think this is it right here. Okay, I want to show, let's, Elastos, yeah, ELA. See, that's elastic. That's all I got. I can't pull it up. Yeah, so it won't pull it up unless there's a different, what's the price? What's the Bitcoin? What's the USD price on it? If it's a Satoshi coin at 1317, then this is it. Oh, geez, no, this is definitely not it. All right. Yeah, I can't pull it up on here. All right, I am going to pull up. Yep, Jonas is coming. He's got his something he's doing. I want to pull up one more chart. And we'll turn this over to Chone. All right, so here is my 12-hour. So we talked about this earlier, and this is kind of this is one of my charts I had. So if you're up here and you're looking at the 12-hour chart, right, and you're looking at the price action, look at what the support is. Look at what your support is right here. You're supported on, look at that, there it is right there. You're supported on, God, I can remember, Haitian, what's the name of that damn thing? What's the name of that damn? I think the futures close at 7,200. Right? Don't the futures close at 7,200? So look, there's your support. It just, you can't break through this damn support now. So you flip this line into a support line. Last time you were on this, here's kind of what happened. You just kind of rode that support line right down. It just kind of trickled right down and then fell off. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Is it possible? Yes. But if you look at, there it is. So you're above this. Now on the daily, now you're above a lot here, right? You are on the bullish side of the Tekken line. You're way on the bullish side of the Tekken line. You're now on the bullish side of the Kijun. You're now on the bullish side of the Kijun line. So you are bullish. I mean, right now you're bullish, and it's this line is trying to hold, right? And this line is acting as support. So what you're doing before you open a short trade up, you want to break this. You want to break this support, right? This kind of correlates with, this is having a lot of trouble breaking my support right there. Oh, look out. Someone is here. All right, hold on a second. Let me share. All right, there you go. You want to share your charts? Yeah, it is not. This does not want to break that support. All right, check. There we go. All right.
Check.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. And the Chone is here. So the Chone was just back from his massage. He had a massage with 2 Swedish beauties. So there's good news and there's bad news. Both the women are fine. All right. There were no small Chones running around that we can verify yet. But he does feel a lot better. He feels a lot better, right?
Cold. Body.
Cold. All right, let's take it. Let me do the bubble charts real quick, then I'm going to turn it over to Chone, okay? All right, let me pull the bubble chart over here. And, all right, here we go. Bubble chart time. So on the bubble charts, here we go. We're running up. Listen, we're running into our resistance areas, right? This was a pink. This pink one was a dump area. You've seen the correlated back a couple times. This pink area is dumped. So now, if this breaks up over, right, if we get up here, we break over this area, this starts to flip real bullish, right? This starts to get really bullish breaking up over this area right here, okay? So we need to watch this, right, as we get closer to this. Now we are going into an area that has a lot of rejection in it, right? You have a lot of rejection. So if you look down here, you can see all the rejection that resides in this area right here, okay? Let's scoot this up just a little bit. Right, so you see the reds, pinks, reds, this, there. So there's a lot of rejection that's in this area, right? Now, once you break over this, right, you can see that, you know, once you get over this, you got some amazing sky shots here, some big runs. But as of yet, we're still bullish. This is completely bullish here. And we're just, you know, you got to watch out because some of these lines, these rejection lines, are just going to be a bounce back with another bounce forward, okay? We're going to peek over at the MACD chart. All right, so the MACD chart's kind of in a no man's land right now, right? No, it's gone. So it kind of ran through that red area. Excuse me. So it kind of ran through this red area right here. And it is kind of sitting above. Okay, I got a big cough. I'm going to let Joan run it from here. Go for it.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for being patient for me there. I'm happy to be here with you guys. And all right, so I got my chart up here. So just kind of want to talk about a couple things, a couple of my indicators that I like to keep an eye on. First, we got to know about our volume here. Very decent volume the past two candles here. This is good. You know, we were at this very steady, consistent volume, and we've actually definitely upticked a little bit, which is nice. Now, you guys know I like to talk about my Bollinger Bands here, and we do see for the second day in a row, we were able to close outside and above our upper Bollinger. And since this moment here, that hasn't happened. Now, look how wide we were when that actually happened the last time. And the width here only allowed us to be one candle before we were brought back in. Same with down here, very wide. We had one candle outside our bottom, came back in, closed above, closed right on the line there, but held in and has been in ever since. So even though we're outside for a second day in a row, because we're so tight now, this is kind of, I mean, I like to use the term outside of the standard deviation. I would consider this, you know, bullishly outside of the standard deviation, but because our BBs are relatively tight compared to where we are here, we can stay a couple days, maybe even 3 days outside of our upper BB before you want to find that kind of retest of lower support areas to confirm the strength we have in this move. Now, I like to use my EMAs 12, 26, and 55. We're currently almost doing it now. We're bull crossing our 12 up into our 26. And the last time that happened was back here when we broke bullish in the end of July there, or in the, mid-July there. That was the last time we had that bull cross on these two EMAs. And from that on, we went very bullish. This is where we crossed bearishly here and have been bearish ever since until right now, where this will take this daily candle to complete this cross. So if we can remain bullish on another day, we can actually complete this bull cross here, potentially maybe see some follow through. Because we're also able to hold this yellow line here, which is my EMA 55, for 2 days in a row again, I'm very encouraged with this support. So I see my near-term support, again, with our 55 around 68.90 or 68.70. And then our two EMAs here, 67.40, very strong support. I have no problem with back testing and seeing if those can actually hold. And then, you know, from there, I would look at our middle BB around $6,500 and rising. So I'm encouraged by this bullish move here, and I'm not super worried that we're very extended yet, but we're getting there, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the day we come back into our Bollingers and kind of chill out a little bit here. I also wanted to bring up the way I see our stochastic here. So, once again, we see what happens once we get up here. We can stay up here for days, 6, 7, 8 days sometimes. Again, 19 through 27, 24, so about 6 days here. And now, once again, we're getting back up into this area here where we're up here for about 3 or 4 days. So there's precedent to be up here for a couple more days in this bullish area here. And even if we do pull back a little bit here, we kind of have this little reset and then another bullish pop here. So even though we're very toppy on our stochastic, we do have precedent to be up here for several more days. RSI looking at, we've broken above 50, which was very encouraging. And now we're getting up here, ramming into this cluster, I remember, of this kind of chop here in price history. And as Vamp just alluded to on his previous chart, if you can break out of here, then you can pop your head up to those super bull move areas. And, the last one we had there was in July. So this was a very, very encouraging move here and very steep too. So again, we're kind of see how this resistance can happen. And, if you're buying into this, you have to realize that a lot of this I don't want to call it easy money, but there's been some good profits already been made through this move here. And I think there's going to be a battle between people that are waiting to buy back in at a lower price and those who want to keep this pushing higher and kind of bring more people in. That's going to be a battle. Our MACD looks very nice here. We're actually crossing our positive on our leading indicator for the first time in a while here, all of August. But I'm watching to see how spread out our lines here are. We have an idea of what a very bullish spread can look like and also a very bearish spread can look like. So we're just beginning a spacing here of our two indicators, and we're going to see how far we can get. I like to see our trailing indicator, kind of catch up, not go too far ahead of its skis here. So we're up on one. Let's see if we can bring up our other indicator into the positive. Not really happening yet. And lastly, I noticed something on the MACD. I was looking at the weekly chart earlier. This is kind of cool too. Look how close we are. Oh, we're right there to touching and potentially crossing bullish. We had a chance to do it back in July, and we weren't able to completely cross all the way. We got rejected there. But once again, we're touching here, and we're getting close to also putting in our first positive histogram of 2018. So these are two notable signs there that we're actually looking for some more bullish continuation if we can fulfill these crosses. Now, this is a weekly chart. We still have several days left for this one to play out. We also see our RSI on our weekly is still sub 50. We got rejected right here at 51, 52. So again, we're getting tighter here. We're putting in higher lows. We're putting in lower highs, and our equilibrium is getting very tight here. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. So I'm very encouraged with our price action, but we can see on longer term time frames where on our 1 day, our EMA 55 is acting as support. On our weekly, it's actually acting as very strong resistance here, and we still haven't touched our middle BB at 7,400 and slightly falling. So the bullishness continues. This is a very nice candle so far, but we're only 3 days into the week, so a lot of price action still has to play out. And the last thing I want to mention is our volume. We just went back-to-back weeks with declining volume. So I'll be curious to see how we actually end up on this week. Are we going to put in actually with 3 weeks of declining volume? This one is lower than this. This was lower than this. So are we going to put in this new trend where we've topped off on our volume and we're actually declining in our volume? I'll note this is our last week of August. People on vacation, slower money flow. That's why maybe we have a lot of this trickle up. Not a lot of sellers in the market right now, but something to keep an eye on. Volume, volume precedes price action. So we need some more volume to come in to really show that maybe we can get this stabilization here. Maybe we can confirm a higher low, which we're currently holding, but we also have a lower high as our equilibrium gets tighter and tighter and tighter. These are things that are encouraging, but there's still a lot to go through before we can call this anywhere of a trend change. That's what I got.
Very nice, buddy. You want to pull up Litecoin, maybe? Run Litecoin
Sure.
and Ethereum? Just run a couple of the majors.
I want to do a Litecoin BTC comparison as well, because we talk about Litecoin kind of leading the way giving us some sort of a sense of where we're going here. So I got so we got Bitcoin over here, we got Litecoin over here. Both are very bullish. Oh, this is on the 4 hours. Go to our daily charts to start with first. daily. Okay, so this is our daily, and this is our thing. So look at how tight our Bollingers are on our daily Litecoin chart. You know, they're much tighter here. Let me pull this way back in. Comparably to our Bitcoin chart. Now, we were not able to break above our upper Bollinger on yesterday's candle. We got rejected. We popped our head above it, right? But we were not able to climb above. So we're definitely much more bullish on Bitcoin's perspective than Litecoin. I do like, let's see here, let me go into, well, actually, I wanted to bring up the comparisons on the weekly because this is something I noticed last time we were talking, and it's definitely something to be notable again. We had seen how, oh, you know what? No, it wasn't our weekly. It was our monthly chart. Take that back. We had seen on our Litecoin chart, we did a couple things here. The very first time we touched our Litecoin middle Bollinger Band, we actually found support. And actually the month after, we actually had a nice bullish pop higher, but that got wicked out. And then this month, we're actually finding resistance on our middle Bollinger. Now, this is the very first month that the Bitcoin has touched our middle BB on a monthly chart. So maybe Litecoin is telling us something that the very first time it touches, we actually find support, and we actually have a decent bounce there. But sure enough, what has acted as support could potentially become resistance, and maybe this is telling us more of a foreshadowing of what's going to happen. Litecoin hit the middle BB a heck of a lot faster than Bitcoin did because it broke bearish a lot quicker than it did, like all the alts have in the past there. I'll go into Litecoin a little more detailed. Let's go to our 4 hour. And, you know, we had a very nice move there after being in the 50s, mired in the 50s. We were hitting our 4 hour MA200, which I was talking about as major resistance. You can see how we wicked, found it as support. I like that, and broke bullish from it. And that has expanded our Bollingers there. Again, very tight. And now we're opening up with some decent bull volume there. We were outside our BBs for 3 candles on our 4 hour, and now have come back in. And our RSI got pretty high there. Wow, 76 on the 4 hour chart. That's decent. And look at that. That corresponds to our kind of first area of chop that we seem to get to when we get up here. But we do have precedent for getting a little bit higher to that 90 region there. As long as we can hold up this area, I wouldn't be surprised if a back test to 70 could hold. See how ours was resistance. Now it's support. We can back test it and potentially move higher here. And we also seem to be in some kind of a channel support here where, go. Oh, now it shows up. Where we were finding resistance here, and we found support at our lower channel support here. And look at this, we're actually finding resistance on our central line on our 4 hour RSI. So this has slowed our progress for now, as well as Bitcoin kind of chilling out for a while here. But definitely some nice bullish momentum in Litecoin, and that is kind of followed through with what we're seeing in Bitcoin here as well. So I'm looking, you know, as we do, we like to watch Bitcoin for our lead and then see what is following. As our day has just begun, we're an hour into it. You know, we're trying to see, is anything really showing some more some more positive follow through into this day. Let's look at Ethereum. Actually might be having a little bit more bullishness there. So our 4 hours shows us we're getting very close to our 70 area there. Our stochastic has actually been up here for some time, and we're doing a second loop-to-loop here. But whenever we do our double humps, well, no, we have yeah, there's a lot of chop up here as well. So we're doing a double hump, but we could definitely be up here for a while as well. And we're definitely angled bullish on our MACD, and actually positive for the first time since early part of the month there, or about 10 days at least. So that's very nice. Now I see Interesting. We were able to break through our MA200 on our Bitcoin chart, and I think our Litecoin chart as well. But our Ethereum chart is showing how really bearish it's been, and how it's sold off very much more than the rest. That's probably showing why our RSI was so low, right? Look how low it got here, and so low than all the other ones. Where Bitcoin on the daily, we're above 50, but Ethereum's only at 41. So by far the weakest of the movers here. And this is interesting because we're seeing that after hitting resistance on our middle BB, we're breaking through now, and that's important. So we want to find the hole that has support. Again, very tight on our Bollingers. Haven't broken out yet, like we have in our Litecoin chart and like we have in our Bitcoin chart. So definitely the laggard, but maybe it has the more room to move. I don't know though. I mean, excuse me, if we can break 300, that's going to be important. I like this bottom consolidation here. I bet you we've actually been able to put in a decent amount of money flow in this area here. Let's see how long we've been here for. August, July. So July and August, yeah. So a lot of money has come in this kind of 275 to 300 area. And that pretty much goes up to about 325 until we have a gap almost to 350. So again, step by step, we're finding a little bit of movement here. But I always tie everything back to Bitcoin, where Bitcoin will continue to run the show. And if Bitcoin is not able to keep this bullish movement, then everything else won't be able to as well.
No, I agree. Excellent. All right, so what do we got? We got a couple questions. I see Darcy says she thinks it's going to retrace to 67.80. Yeah, these are some serious exciting times. Encash. Tim Draper invested in it. It will surely be $1 soon. You want to take a look at Encash?
Sure. Let's see here. Alts.
And then what are the futures? The futures close at 72, right? They need to close above 7,200, right?
72.69, I believe.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to close. It just has to wick.
Okay, guess where we're going, people. Funny how this seems to always work out.
I know, right? Where's Encash? All right, Encash. I got Encash BTC. I guess we can start with that. Yeesh. Oh, it's at 100. All right, I mean, this is at 105 Satoshi, so this is a sub penny coin, a sub penny coin. Wow, a lot of the money flow was at a much higher price, so a lot of people took a lot of bags in this one here. Yeah, there's no money at these lower prices here, and this is market price discovery here. We ICO, it came on the Binance exchange, it bottomed, popped up, had its move, and now it's put in lower lows when it was unable to hold in this area here. I mean, this one's a crapshoot. I mean, yeah, I do like this bottom feeding we're seeing here, and we definitely have some nice green volume candles here. I'm sure our RSI has been creeping up slightly. Yeah, we bottomed out that here. So yeah, I mean, it's flirting with 50. I mean, look at that. Look at that 50 rejection here, right here as well. So yeah, I mean, this is an example where if the alts are going to move with Bitcoin, we're kind of seeing that begin to spread out and to play out. And this is another slightly moving bullishly, mostly because it's had so much time the past 2 weeks in this very sideways price action here, while it's allowed a lot of our MAs and EMAs to kind of catch up from its ultra bearishness. But really, there's not much into this chart here that I personally wouldn't play this just because of its low price point and low volume. But yeah, I mean, right now it definitely shows some sign of reversing or at least stability. But again, so Bitcoin goes, so goes the nation.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kind of. All right, so just give me what your thoughts are over this next day. What's your thunk?
Yeah, what's my thunk of the next day? Well, let me since you mentioned it, let me just briefly bring up the futures here. And is this? Yeah, this is. Oh wow, man! TradingView just erases my stuff all the time. Does that ever happen to you? But yeah, here's our open gap. Just me, right? Yeah, here's our open gap, and it's literally to the dollar 72.74. Now we don't have to close; we just have to wick out. So an intraday 72.74 would close that gap, and we have our other than this gap, we have one little gap that just opened a couple days ago. It's small, but it's at 66.50. So both of these I actually see need to get closed. So we have a bullish target, and then we kind of have a little bearish target. Which one gets filled first? Anybody's guess. I would assume we're closer to the 72 one here because of where we're angled, and just this feels like it wants to flag because of the really nice green candle we closed with yesterday there. But we'll see how this goes. These will actually open up in a couple hours and start to trade again, and then we'll kind of see where we open up from there. But yeah, I feel that both of those will have to get closed at some point. So in terms of my Bitcoin thoughts, going over the next couple of days and really into the week, I mean, part of me wants to think that the bulls do have the momentum, and sure enough, they do. I was doing, I don't want to scare anybody with this here, but I was doing some crazy fids here, trying to figure out kind of where I could feel comfortable resetting and then moving higher if we're topping off here. And that kind of puts us right in this 67 to 66.50 area here, which consequently enough kind of corresponds where our little gap there can be filled in our futures. And then if we find support there on a pullback, then I can see us trying for one more test of our overall channel resistance that has kept us pretty much down ever since we topped out at 10 and then topped out at 8,500 and then once again here. So I'm optimistic for that, but I will bring up one point of contention. Really, is just this channel here, where we have run its course and once again are kind of hitting its top range of resistance. I had it drawn so much better before until. There we go. That's a little better there. So I'm pretty comfortable with feeling that we're in a very strong resistance area right now, and I would not be surprised if it would take some time here before we're actually able to break through. We wicked out here, we wicked out here, and right now we closed and we wicked out again on this same line of resistance. So if this is holding, this is holding. If we break through, I want to see support. If we break bearish, I want to see our center line hold. Once again, putting us somewhere around 67.50 or so, which would still keep this overall trend up. If we break down from that, then this puts it a lot in doubt, and then we could be going lower. But if that tether keeps printing, then we can keep going bullish here, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's easy. It's easy to buy Bitcoin. So easy. It's so cheap, too, when you get free tether to buy it with. Jeez,
Unbelievable.
I don't know what people complain about. I don't know why people complain. You know, when you got 50 million bucks to throw around, I mean, you know, that's just a couple Bitcoins. All right, so let's take a look at kind of what, kind of where I'm sitting here the next 24 hours. I think a lot of this relies on the channels, you know, just like we went over the channel earlier with everybody also. So that's one of the things we talked about, that big channel. Let's go find, where are you, channel? There it is. So there's our channel right there. This is kind of, I still think, oh, let me bring my chart over. There we go. All right, so here's my channel right here. This is, I mean, this is exactly what Chon was just going over a second ago. You know, we were talking about this channel, and it's got to break out of this channel. This has kind of been my bull trade, bear short trade, entry or exit. You know, this is just going to be, you know, it's, I think there's a lot of bullish, indicators right now. You've got great volume. You know, if you're looking at your 12-hour candle, your volume has increased steadily over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. So we got a lot of volume that's being kicked into the marketplace here. You know, you always have to be careful. You put in this many candles in a row with increasing volume, and eventually you get the hand slapped, right? So you kind of see, you know, this kind of marched up right here really pretty, and then you eventually got the hand slapped. Kind of same thing here. So you really need to be careful here because we have done we put a lot of money, we put a lot of volume in here. People are making a bunch of money. All those, the exchanges that put all that free tether in there at 6,400, they're killing it right now. Those guys have made millions and millions and millions of dollars. All those mysterious people buying down there at 65, 6,400, 6,300 with those massive orders that all, had a pretty good idea what was going on. And here we are today. Now, I didn't get into this trade until 67.41, 67.17, and then I rode this trade up to 6,900. I am out of the trade, so it was a very positive trade for me. I did a positive scalp trade today off the top of this channel. So I did that live. We did a little secret session thing, so I did play a little live scalp down. It was all right. I mean, I made enough money to pay for like a half hour of a Chone's Swedish massage special. But that's about it. I can't afford those Swedish beauties. So, sitting here, I am looking, I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for confirmation. And this is, this is one of the things we talked about over in the, this is the support that's got to break. I want to see this 70.65 break. And once I see the 70.65 go, I'll have a pretty good idea. I'll be ready to hop into a short right here and get my big boy short pants on. And if not, if we see this channel break bullish and we break out of this channel, which I think is also, it's totally possible. I mean, it's totally possible to break out of this this channel. And remember, we can just do our favorite hokey pokey dance and we can move sideways here, right? And the best thing you guys can really hope for is catching these big swings, I mean, that's really kind of the key to this trading is catching these big swings and then waiting and then trying to be ready for the next big swing to pop, I mean, remember we all caught this one up, we all caught this one down, and then we caught this one up. So I like to catch the bigger trading swings up and down. Trading this chop sideways is super, super dangerous. So, if this thing does start to break down, this would be a really great trade to look to come down here to the 67, 66, 67 range. And this is, this would be a really good downward swing trade for you to get some good play into, okay? So that's kind of my thing is this got to hold the channel, right? You got to hold the channel. And what I'll do is I'll put this up there. So I'll throw this up on my Twitter. So the vamp is playing the channel. Yep. I would like to see, all right, I'm going to put on my big boy short pants. Looking for a break of the 70.65 area on BTC. Now, you got to remember the trend is bullish, right? So the trend has been bullish for these last couple days, right? Our warning, our bear warning is that we've had lots of green volume. And look for the hand slap on the FOMO button. Okay, so the trend has definitely been bullish on both price and volume here, right? So I would look for people to, so you're playing the channel, big boy shorts on, break 60s. And so the, okay, also we have multiple bull crosses. All right, so there's that. So I would be looking to, God, this is a really hard place to play. I mean, if you're scalping right now, playing the moving averages, you're going to be long scalping here, right? If you're scalping, playing the moving averages, you're going to be long scalping. If you're playing the wedge, you're going to be looking for the opportunity to short right here. Okay, and a lot of this is going to play out here in the next couple hours. And you could watch is if this thing just starts to move sideways a little bit. Now, if this does start to move sideways, you want to watch these volume candles right here. Okay, you want to really keep an eye on these volume candles, because what happens is the volume candles kind of build up to this crescendo right here, and then the next one just eats you alive, right? So we've gone up a long way, and let's just to be clear, right? Just to be clear, we have gone up 800 points. So 860 points from the bottom right here, and this has been pretty parabolic. So this has been a parabolic climb here, and to me, if I peel this back, if I take a look in here and I say, okay, I mean, to me, this sure as hell looks like an ABC. Oh, that's not it. This sure looks like an ABC here. A, B, and a C. So I would possibly be looking, and I am looking, for an ABC down like that. And something more along like this. So this is kind of what I'm looking to play out. I am looking for a, and then to confirm the ABC, which is the C wave. Okay, so this is just based on pattern recognition and playing the wedge. All right, and then we've got the Chone has made a super pretty chart again, trying to make me feel bad. All right, go ahead, Swedish model lover. Chone. Chone. Uh-oh, hello.
No, I'm sorry, I'm here. Yeah, I was just playing around with a little fork action there. Yeah, I wanted to actually bring up this kind of resistance line here. You notice that we found this vector of resistance here, here, and here, and then boom, corresponded with hitting it right here, and now we're finding our support here. So again, we're finding a confluence here where we're putting in another apex or another area of price action here, and we're right holding support on it. So part of me is like, all right, well, that's encouraging. But when we hit a major area or a major line, and I would consider this a notable line of resistance, for the first time, I'm very surprised to see it break very bullish quickly. That's why I am expecting some sort of a kind of a chill out today, and would be surprised if we go a lot higher today. Because of what Bam said, we just kind of went parabolic the past couple of days, and that was a really big move there. And I was looking at the Bitcoin longs; they have not added really heavily at all to their positions there, so they're not telling us that they're super duper psyched with this yet. And just in the 4 hour, we're almost halfway through this 4 hour here. Our previous 4 hour, we definitely put in a red spinning top here, and currently we're basically putting in some lower price action to that. So we're going to see how this kind of continues out. I assume you already did the TDs and whatnot. I only found one interesting one. I think it was on the 12 hour that we came to. No, it wasn't the 12 hour. Oh, it was a 6 hour. We came to a 9 or something. Yeah, we're on a red 9. Sorry, we're on a green 9 on our 6 hour. That was the only TD I thought was actually kind of interesting. Everything else is kind of mid-cycle, and our daily's on a red 7. But as Vamp likes to say, the 6s is where you start to change the direction there. So
green TD6 with a red candle.
Yeah.
Green TD6 with a red candle is what I like. That's where we want to see the flippy.
So yeah, I'm looking for
He doesn't watch
consolidation.
my videos. He does not watch my videos. Even my educational videos. My soul is broken.
Hey, did we look at Coin Market Cap to see what
No,
kind of
let's take
money
a look
flow?
real quick.
Coin. So market cap 232 billion, nice volume, 24-hour, 13 billion overall crypto. It's decent. Let's look at the Bitcoin itself. So 4.5 volume. So yeah, okay. So we did 4 billion yesterday. We're at 4.5 today. Volume's increasing. That is notable. We were at 3 billion, 3 billion, low 3 billions,
Oh
4
God.
billion, 4.5. So that's going good. Market cap at 122. And so we've added about 7 billion to our market cap there. So, these are definitely positive. Bitcoin bought dominant to 2.5. We actually dropped a little bit because some of our Momo money flew into alts. What do we got there? So yeah, so oh god, so yeah, why don't you put that? Why don't you put?
So
Why
I
don't you
need
put her up there?
I need Chone to help me out because we're gonna need Chone to chart this. I'm not sure how this prophecy fulfilling his I'm not quite sure. I saw this all over Twitter. I have no idea what the hell this means, okay? I mean, I've heard of going balls deep into a trade, but this takes it to a whole new level, and I can't believe they put this on CNBC. What in
Oh,
the
yeah.
hell? What in the hell is CNBC thinking? Oh my god. Unbelievable.
They're throwing stuff to the wall and kind of seeing what sticks. I actually see
Uh,
this as a slight improvement than their tweets they put out, which are utter nonsense.
oh my God. Unbelievable right there. What CNBC? They must really enjoy their crypto right now. Oh Lord. That is just brutal.
Hey, I want to mention something about that kind of comes to mind. We just broke all-time high with Nasdaq. We just broke S&P.
Ah, track
Um,
tech. Dang it. Yeah, that's right. Ah,
what
dang
happened?
it. Tech says you can't pull that out there. He says
Oh,
YouTube is bullish on. Hey, it wasn't porn. It was CNBC, whatever.
if they put it out, then yeah, it should be the laws
Yeah,
of
they had it on
practices, standards and
TV.
practices.
Yeah.
But hey, we have a bullish stock market still. The Dow is trying to climb higher, but our Nasdaq is all-time highs. This is wealthy people with flush portfolios, and I think we saw a lot of money flow into crypto at the end of last year when people had some money to play around. And I'm bullish on crypto because if as long as we have a bullish stock market, I'm not saying money can come into crypto specifically, but I feel that as the wealth effect begins to spread or continues to spread, I think more big money will feel more comfortable spreading into other asset classes, and crypto hopefully can be one of them. And I think when Wall Street's adoption of crypto begins to take more shape as we get through the year and heading into the holidays, I think you're going to see a more of a defined asset class boundaries, ETFs come into play as well, and you can start to see a little more of an inclusion with crypto and Wall Street and adding it to a part of a sound portfolio. XYZ.
Yeah, all right. Okay, let's go ahead. I just want to take a real quick look and see what we got going on here these last few minutes of the show. So we do have Bitcoin trying to break my support. We have Litecoin clearly not trying to break the support. So it's hard for me to get into a trade right here, especially a short trade, watching Litecoin be so stable. And with Bitcoin toppling, I also look over at Chone's chart, and I do see that you do have when you look over at Chone's chart, you do see that peaking out there. Now I'd probably adjust Chone's chart a little bit, at least wick to wick maybe, and see if that wick to wick holds inside there. But
Actually, it's a little different. If the wick to wick actually gives the bearishness or the resistance more accuracy almost. We're now both, I think that's pretty accurate there, wick to wick,
Yeah, it's pretty
wick to wick.
close.
Yeah, so we're almost under it still, kind of acting as resistance if you wanted to go wick to wick. Again, it's still its initial touch is why we're finding that resistance there. But a bull break would definitely be significant, especially if we can close above and we can start to use this line as support rather than resistance.
Okay. All right. What else do we got here? I think that's about it. I still am waiting to open a short up. I'm still looking. I'm being patient here. I don't want to pull the trigger on a short trade here because I would be, you know, this is still possibly going against the trend. And let's, you know, we just got to kind of sit here and wait. Now there's a lot of room here if this thing does start to fall. There's a lot of room if this thing does start to tank. You don't have to FOMO into this short and or long. Remember, if you do FOMO short into this trade, you got to be careful because you got a lot of bullish action that's underneath you, but you've had so much bullish run up. There's got to be some kind of a reset here. Indicators are sitting really. Oh, somebody wants to do ADA. You want to pull an ADA chart?
Yeah, we can finish up with that. We'll do USD ADA. Let's see here. Did I have any interesting lines of conviction there? Okay, so all right, so nice volume yesterday. Let me pull up my BBs and kind of see where we are in the chart. Very tight in our Bollingers still. RSI rising gradually, getting closer to 50. MACD is turning bullish still, and stochastics moving up till with room to run because it's just getting started. Our histogram is moving bullish as well, so we're definitely finding more bullish intentions with ADA. It is not as bullish as Litecoin is, where Litecoin is already touching its upper BB, and this one has not gotten there yet. MA26 finding resistance here. I'll go to our 4-hour and kind of see where we stand. So also not able to get, oh, we did break out just for one candle there and got so we're just riding our upper BB ever so slightly, trying to find more momentum here. The volume was notable coming into this move here, and we did spend a lot of time consolidating in this 8 cents to 10-cent range, but hey, that's a 20% kind of range there. So definitely enough time was there, and I bet you our OBV shows OBV shows we found some nice consolidation here, and now moved up and taken some off the table on this pullback here, but actually kind of decent amount off the table there. Yeah, that's kind of a big pullback on the OBV compared to the price action there. So a little bearishly diverging there. We are turning bearish on our 4-hour Stoke and a clear double top here on our RSI. So that's something to note. We're holding 70 here. If we break down, I'd look to hold around 66 to find this area as support. If Bitcoin goes bearish today, then ADA is going to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got the same. So here's my ADA chart. So this green arrow's been here forever. I thought we were going to end up a little bit lower. Now this red 9 did bleed really, really hard. So this red 9 bled down. And then listen, there's been no TD on this candle. It's just been deep, and it just has been ugly, ugly deep bleeding for days now. This is a 2-day chart right here. So you're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 days. This thing has been sub red TD9, right? Bleeding. So that's a lot of time down here. You did get this nice bounce off. Look, it came up perfect. Hit my resistance. This resistance has been marked. If you guys probably scroll down, you'll probably see a lot way down somewhere on one of my charts somewhere. And I'm going to go ahead and save this thing. Now, if this thing does fall off, this would be your right there. And you could look... If this thing really fell down hard, 67, kind of my next target down is the 618 right there. If this did. Now, on your top side, if things do take off and they go super bullish, you've got pretty easy top side targets right here. You're pretty much going to run right into something like this. So you're going to run into right up into here where you've got your resistance coming down from your, got resistance, a lot of resistance right there. That would be a pretty good run. That would be another 2 cents on top of that. All right, and then Neo, last one. You got Neo over there? Pull Neo up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Okay, let's see here. Let's load Neo. See what we got. All right, here's the Neo chart. See what I got for Neo. All right, so I was expecting Neo to break down low. Oh, so I expected it to break up, but then I expected it to break back down lower, which it didn't. Okay, so then we did get a run back up to the target. Now, I have 3 levels of resistance here. 1, 2, 3. If this comes and breaks up, and I expected this to fall from here up into this target area. If this did come up into this resistance area, I expected this to fall back down here. Once again, just kind of waiting, parked, moving sideways, kind of flagging a little bit right here. So you need to keep an eye on this chart right here, because this is kind of kind of a rising wedge. I would look at this almost as a rising wedge, but this could be making a pennant for flagging out. So you got to be really careful here to see how this turns out. If Bitcoin does break bearish, this thing will just fall through the floor one more time, and you could easily see a test down here of the 618. And hold on a second, and there you go, buddy.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I just would want to note on our 4-hour, we've already finished up a 9 cycle, and we're bleeding up for several 4-hour candles. And I agree with the flag that you say is putting in. This is the similar pattern on the 4-hour, and our MA200, which I've been noting as being, kind of my ultimate resistance on the 4-hour, has not been touched yet. Broke out of our upper BB for just a candle or 2 candles before we came back in. Currently a resistance there. So one more bull push higher could correspond with another touch of our upper BB, a final touch of our MA200 rejection, and that would correspond with another Bitcoin push up to 7250, and then after that, it's anybody's ballgame from there. Yeah. But yeah, this is another example where we're getting that little continuation pop and movement, and as long as Bitcoin can remain stable, this one can start to put in some higher lows.
Yeah, and yes, guys, I am watching my charts like a hawk right now to see if this will let go here.
A vampire hawk.
Yeah, like a vampire hawk. That's right. I'm trying to see if this thing will let go right here. Let's see where it's at. Boy, this thing is so close to just letting go. Just let go. Just let go.
It's a 9 on the 4-hour we're in the 3rd candle bleed out right now.
Yeah. All right. So we got asked for ICX. We'll run an ICX chart. So here, I did ICX already earlier. So this is kind of when we were here. We were bleeding out. I expected us to go up. I expected us to hit the 200, just like we've always talked about. There's the 6-hour. Now we've came up. We've hit the 200. This has had, once again, an absolutely parabolic run here. Okay. This has had a parabolic run all the way up here. This thing is pretty wicked. I am looking for this to retrace. I would like to see this come back down here and retrace down here to at least the 0.83 area, if not get possibly down into the get down here to right there, right? You do still have a lot of resistance above you. Now that resistance is in the form of that 200. It's just a little bit lower. And take a peek at the 12-hour over here. Yep, there's still a ton of resistance above you. Daily, you did have a cross yesterday, so you did have a bearish bullish cross, and there's your resistance. So you just got a lot of resistance that just parked right over you. You just got to break through it. So you've got multiple timelines with lots of resistance above you. All right, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And yeah, this has been a very bullish move here, and it's definitely playing out as a very nice 5-wave cycle. And we could have just hit our top of our wave 3 there. I like the extension of 3 compared to 1. It looks like it's at least, let's see what we got here. Looks like we're right at the 1618 to 155 area there. So yeah, that's definitely a very nice wave 3 extension, and that would qualify as a healthy wave 4 retracement to at least no lower than 77 cents. And as long as we can hold that area, which would kind of probably coincide with where the MA200 would be sitting several days from now if we get down there. Remember, this was our resistance. We broke it. We haven't really back tested it yet. So I'll be curious to see if a nice back test on that could bring us for another pulse higher. But yeah, Bitcoin's movements is setting up a lot of these coins. Now, this one has been in play for longer. So even though ICX's move has been very notable, this one has started really doing its thing a couple weeks ago. So this has been a very nice chart kind of building for weeks, especially when we were able to establish that higher low, holding from, what, 4.5 cents to 5.5 cents. And then from there, we were just moving up there. So because we were able to establish that higher low, the bullish move continued here. So let's see a healthy retrace holding these key areas, and then we can try for another 5th extension there.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so we're watching. We got an eye on Bitcoin. So now it's holding on. You're on the 1 hour candle. The 1 hour candle has 13 minutes left to close here. It is so we've punched through it. Doesn't mean that we have totally. And now it's still holding. As long as it's holding onto this candle right here, it needs to close this candle out and open lower than the 7065. So we're just kind of look at that. What chart is that?
This is again, these are slightly trailing indicator histograms here. This is my squeeze momentum indicator. Again, you can use the MACD histogram. I like to use this one here. But what it's showing us is on a very low time frame. I can probably show someone the 5-minute, and we can probably see something very similar, that we're still, we're kind of trending, we're twisting back to, we're losing momentum. We're losing momentum. I'm kind of watch for follow through on this and to see where this little guy becomes something like this bigger guy here. We're also putting in lower peaks in our green mountains here. This was our end of day kind of ending candle where we had that last little pop right around a half hour before our candle closed. We had a little pullback, and now on our reset, we're putting in a lower mountain here. So are we starting to kind of slow down? Remember, already with today's price action, we've already added a wick on the daily candle. So we already have enough of a wick to kind of close out this candle without having a complete reversal. So volume, we can't look anything into that now. It's way too early in the day, but we're definitely looking for the consolidation we've been talking about, and maybe we're starting to see those signs on it right now. We're going to see how this market holds up and what areas of support tend to hold. Remember, people are overall kind of bullish right now, so they'll want to scoop this up as it goes lower, but we're kind of seeing where the market gets tested and to see which areas can truly hold. And, as long as we can keep us somewhere above 67.50, 68.50, that would be a good first step to keep that area strong. Other than that, we can still go lower and keep this overall trend intact.
Got it. Good. So we're sitting here. We've got about 11 minutes left to this candle to close. It's looking really good for falling out. This also means that this has possibly will hold the wedge line right here. So this means that if this does fall out here, then it means we will hold the wedge and we'll be looking to play this ABC down to the bottom of this, the lower wedge line here. It's just holding on for dear life right here. It is holding on for dear life. I don't even want to look at Litecoin because if Litecoin hasn't fallen, I'll cry. Thank God. Thank you, baby Jesus. Thank you. All right, good. I was a little worried right here about this right here. So this candle that, look look at these crazy candles that Litecoin is posting up here. Now this will be the third major insane wick, and look at these wicks as they're falling down right here. So you've got, this is kind of turning into a wedge, right? This is turning into a
rising wedge, yeah.
well, it's turning into a pennant. Look at this thing right here. Let's see if this, right? So
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
So looking
On the hourly, yeah, on the hourly chart.
Yeah, on the hourly chart. So we're looking to see if this can hold, right? Because now this, when you look at this right here, this is a symmetrical triangle. This really looks like a symmetrical triangle. Pretty damn close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see if this will hold. If this is, so what you're going to do is, I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to play. Oh, and look at it. There it is. It's over here on Bitcoin also. Let's see if we can pull it up on Bitcoin. Now that we've got this right here, it kind of go like this and like that. And there you go. So look, this is holding inside of here still. It is still not let go. Right? So you gotta wait. You gotta wait for it to clear this before you start. Before you want to scalp trade on this, right? So you're trapped inside of this. This is pretty good looking ascending wedge.
Check out the 2-hour candle, because that's going to close in 10 minutes as well.
All right.
And that's basically the first 2 hour of the day.
All right, so let's take a look at the 2-hour candle right here. All right, a little bit better, so you get a really good idea of the wedge that we're in right there. Look at how well it respected that wedge right there. So there you are. You're just trapped right in here, and there you go. So you're looking to break this wedge. So we're gonna scoot this down. So you're gonna play this now on a break of 49. Right, and or you're going to play this as a break of right here. So top side, this is about to close out, so we're going to have to scoot this. So now what happens is we got to scoot this over one candle, right? You got to scoot this over one candle right here because this is about to close out. So there's that one candle. So now this wedge is going to be 70, 60 for the support, and your top side is going to be, what is that, 7100, right? And this looks about right. Yep, there you go. There you go. Remember, you can find your hourly just by moving. See, when you move your cursor left and right, it'll put you right on the hourly. So you can line everything up perfect. So this is the trade you're looking for right here. You're looking to play this wedge right now. And this is the 2. Now this is on a 2-hour candle. So you've got these, got a lot of respect for the lower end side here. A lot of respect for the top end. So here we go. We're just going to, this closes out in 6 minutes and 50 some seconds. But this gives you a really good trade setup strategy. Now look at the top of this, right? 1, 2, look at all these rejections all in the same area right there, right? These are a lot of rejections. Now remember, the more time you test the top of this, right, the more times, the easier it is to break through on that top side. But remember, this is also played out really well in this big wedge right there. So there's your wedge, right? Now, on the wedge over here, I don't quite have the same on Bitfinex. I don't have the same channel as I have on Binance. So on Bitfinex, you got a little more room up here to 71.76, right? So if this thing does break up on Finex, you are looking at the top of the channel over here is right there. And then remember, you got to bring this over to this candle. So that's the top of your channel there. And then you're looking for your support, would actually be down here, would be right there. So there's your upward candle. So this is your trade setup right here for this next 2 hours. That's your actual trade setup right there. And wow, look at the crazy charts the Chone Man has. We're going to take you over to Chone while these candles play themselves out. Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, I just wanted to check out 2 hour candles, kind of close in 6 minutes, as well as obviously the hourly. But you know, in the day, this is all we have to work with. So we got a 2 hour Bitcoin, 2 hour Litecoin, and 2 hour Ethereum. And it's interesting how there are three very distinctly different candles. Um, you know, Bitcoin is, and again, we just got about 5 minutes left, but if we're kind of closing this area here, Bitcoin is actually kind of bearish engulfing the previous candle, currently body to body, red. The Litecoin looks more like a hangman right now, or getting close to it. Yeah, right. And then our Ethereum is kind of close to a shooting star ish. I don't know. This is kind of a decent wick here,
Doji,
but
yeah.
doji-ish, yeah. Goes green. But yeah, so it's kind of fascinating to see. You know, we're looking for, is one telling us the story? Is Litecoin leading the way, or is Bitcoin kind of the, you know, Litecoin the way up, Bitcoin the way down? And it's just kind of curious to kind of play this out here. And I think you would have a different way. I would kind of foresee each one depending upon how they close. Like, these are decent wicks here. Basically, every time Ethereum gets closer to 90, 297, 296, profits just keep being taken. Litecoin, the same deal. You know, we got a little higher on this current body here. That's actually a little more encouraging. And Bitcoin clearly is the most bearish of the three in terms of where the bodies are closing, and we're definitely kind of scooping this way. So if Bitcoin does go bearish, I don't see how Litecoin or Ethereum deviates bullishly from that trend. And if all three close red, which we're getting really close, depends what happens with Bitcoin here,
3
then that
minutes
would
and
be
30
potentially,
seconds.
yeah, getting there. So that will be a very interesting sign as what goes on. And you know, the market sees these. The market looks at these wicks and realizes that, you know, for right now, we're not getting through here yet. You know, this is where profits keep being taken. So that's important. And let's acknowledge this was a very good move. You know, after this really nice candle here, we were looking for consolidation. We got a quick move there. Nice continuation through yesterday's charts. You know, this wick was not that bad at all. Nice consolidation. Looks like every time we consolidated, especially, it's got to be almost like just a 0.23 from that, from here to here. 0.38. Okay, look at that, rather than dot there. And then we move very bullishly there. So, you know, continuation, bullish pattern, but now we're going into today and we're looking for that follow through. And, you know, this is the first 2 hour candle of this. We definitely have all three are volume wise a lot lower. Litecoin came out the best. But Ethereum was very lackluster, and Bitcoin was pretty lackluster as well. And we saw this declining volume more or less as the day ended, or as yesterday's candle closed as well. So as these kind of come to an end, we definitely see our volume continues to decrease. And without the volume, we're not going to be able to push higher just yet.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. We got 2 minutes left to this candle closing. Let
me see what our RSI. Look at that, RSI on our 2 hours at 78, on our Litecoin right at 70. Look at that, we're just right holding it on Bitcoin, and Ethereum also right at 71. So we're all there. You can see Litecoin clearly a lot bullish, but look at the stochastics on Bitcoin compared to Litecoin and Ether. Litecoin and Ether still pointed higher. Look at the MACDs, higher. Look at Bitcoin's MACD, totally rolling over here. Okay, so if Bitcoin's leading the way, you know, it's telling us what's going to happen with Ethereum and Litecoin. These are going to come back if this is what is foretelling what's going to happen. And Bitcoin is clearly losing momentum here.
Yeah, I'm
got 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, we got a minute to go. There's the clock. Maximize again. We'll get a sense here. Yep, Bitcoin's still slightly bearish engulfing. Litecoin still looking like a hangman, and Ethereum pretty much the same. Shooting starish, like a sword.
I'm trying to pull this chart over here. Go. Okay, see what we got.
15, 14, 13.
All right, so boy, that's definitely a hanging man on Litecoin, a shooting star on. Whoa. There you go. That was it.
Yep.
Was
So
that
Litecoin mint.
is that a candle?
Yeah, it's a straight. There it is. It's a straight. Wow, super straight line. So what did it? Opened at 63.18, closed at 63.20. 2 cent difference. That's how big the body is in that 2 hour. 2 cents.
Wow.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah. So, golly, can't even see it. That's crazy. All right,
Ethereum's
I
pretty
see the
tight
new.
too.
Yeah, totally is a shooting star. Okay, so we're sitting here, we're watching.
Yep, 13 cent difference there.
Yeah, so the body was definitely engulfing on the. Now the wicks weren't, but the body was definitely engulfing. So
Yep,
we're gonna have to see what
and
happens
that
here.
was 71.62. So about $10 difference
About a $10 difference. All right,
from
and
open to close. Yeah.
all right, and on. So we are definitely in the squeeze. We're outside of the. So you can take a look at my chart. So with my chart on the so we are squeezed outside here. Now the price is above the 7 MA right here. You can see the price is just hanging on above the 7 MA. This is your support. Remember we talked about there's your support at 60.50, 70.65. So it's making a little move up there. Let's see if this can rally. And your top side right there is, if this gets back up, we'll see if it respects the top of this one more time. And wow, that's crazy. My Litecoin chart just jumped over. Oh, actually, so Litecoin is still on, is just starting a green 9 on the hour. Let's see what happens here. Oh my God, thing's gonna. Something tells me this thing's gonna just pop right here. There's that.
Yeah, it's a crappy green 9 on the 2 hour.
Yeah.
Ethereum's on a green 9 too.
They're all.
Wow, Ethereum and Litecoin on a green 9.
They're all. They just.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they all want to turn around. I don't know. I think this is gonna pop here. Just gonna pop one way or the other. Come on, just do it. Just do it.
We'll leave them in suspense.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So thank you all so much. If you get a chance, appreciate y'all watching. Yeah, this is, yeah, we're all staring at the damn screen. No, Brian, I actually, yeah, I started watching Tone. That's kind of where I discovered TD. And then, I actually kind of made my own way. I just actually made a video on how to trade TD. So I did I just created a video. It's in our members area, and it teaches you how to pretty accurately trade, TD. It really does. It's pretty amazing if you go and watch the video how 3, 5, and 6 are really the numbers you need to be watching on the 12-hour and the daily. And it just describes exactly what you're looking for in all those different timelines. All right. Thank you all, Mary. Thank you, Brian, Gabriel. Thank everybody out there for watching. 140 people watching. Could we please get some likes? Throw some like thumbs down on that button. Allow us to shill for just a moment before you tune out. Come on over to Until 1 Mil. Join us. We have almost 3,200 members over in our chat. You know, listen, Swedish models ain't cheap, okay? And keeping the bar open 24 hours a day, that's unlimited top shelf bar, is not cheap either. So, and we do that at Chone's house. So you guys are all invited to Chone's house, all right, where we have the 24-hour buffet, we have the 24-hour open bar. Okay, we have unicorns, we have Swedish models, we have Swedish masseuses. It's all included in the Chone package. So come on down and join. So let us know. We've also got tether unicorns. We've got bullshiticorns. I'm gonna have the bullshiticorn stuffed doll made for the next convention we have. Okay, and I'll give it away as a present. All right, I'm gonna have unicorns. I'm gonna pass out unicorns to everybody. All right, so thank you all so much for joining us. Please give us a like. Come on over, visit us on our Facebook pages. Come and visit me on my MySpace page. Okay, and you guys can come see Joan on Twitter. I just aged myself. And we'd love to have you guys come over. Say hi. Just tell us what's going on. Let us just show some appreciation on our channel. Give us a nice FF out there. Help us go out and save Twitter one crypto head at a time. For the Chone, for the Vamp, we are out.
Peace.